One shot at a time.
You're right, Roy. Just knock it on. Let her rip.
You're playing golf today.
No, I'm not, Grandpa. I'm playing tennis.
You're playing golf and you're going to like it.
You just go home. That's your home. Are you too good for your home? Answer me.
Welcome to the Out the Bunker podcast with DT and Jase.
Hey guys, welcome to the Out the Bunker podcast. This is episode 6. I'm DT.
I'm Jase. What up?
And today we're going to be looking at a couple of different things globally, locally, and kind of all city. Correct, Jase?
Most importantly,
all city.
right there, all city.
So thank you for tuning in. Thank you to support, for all the support you give us,
Yes,
being local.
Thank you to support.
Yeah, thank you to support. I've just learned how to speak English again. But look, please share, subscribe to our podcast. We're absolutely loving this as best we can, and we're hoping to pass this on to others and hopefully inspire some people to become world champions.
Nah, I'll leave that to us.
Well, we got our tournament coming up in May.
Yeah, I know, and we're going to win it again.
So speaking of that, how was golf on Sunday, Jase?
I hate golf, honestly.
Why do you hate golf?
I think I've had maybe 3 matches since the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, all it takes for me to play good golf is to watch 1 or 2 YouTube clips of like Rory McIlroy or Tiger Woods at their peak of golf. Not like practicing, not doing what you should do. Not practice. We're not talking about practice.
Not talking about practice.
We're talking about a game. We're talking about a game. I'd caught up with Glenn for a lesson.
Did you?
And was hitting them well, and then I also had to remind myself I was hitting it off turf.
Wait, when did you not do this? You didn't tell me this.
Why would I tell you this? It's my lesson.
Because it's pretty cool that you're catching up with Glenn again.
Yeah, I saw him.
Because he bagged you out about only doing 2 lessons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now I've had 3, and I'm going backwards. This is why I stick at 2. First the worst, second the best, third's the worst, bro. No one remembers third.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, but no, so I had a listen with him on Saturday morning at Wembley Golf Course. Was like hitting them fine, a little bit of a fade like I'm used to. My miss was starting to go left because I'd done a couple of things to change. And he gave me a couple of tips, started hitting them well. I was like, sweet, I'm playing with Daniel tomorrow. It's been a while since we've had like an actual round together.
Yeah.
And you saw what happened. I stink. I stink.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just.
You want these clubs?
Like, and I messaged him after the round. Oh, no, he messaged me after the round. He's like, so how'd you hit him? Because this is pre.
Did you hang up?
This is pre Sunday Sook. No, he messaged me.
Yeah, I was like,
this is pre-Sunday Sook on Instagram. If any of you follow me on Instagram, you know what happened. And I was just like, dude, I didn't practice a damn thing you told me.
Yeah.
Literally everything he told me to do, I thought about on the way home from golf. I was like, all right, next time I might do it.
Yeah, well, look, I was happy with the way I played.
Shut up. It's one of those things where I was just like, I don't know why I expected to play better than what I should after not playing for, 2 months. I had no consistency. I'd not been practicing. I'd not been playing. So I was just absolute trash bag of a shit show. So,
all right, well, look.
But I had fun. Genuinely enjoyed the day.
Other than how muggy it was super muggy. But
sweaty balls, man.
But can you, on that note, can you introduce our new guest?
Yeah, on the note of sweaty balls. Also, sorry, before I do that, make sure if you haven't checked out the latest episode 5, we had some awesome conversations with Coach Connolly around our strength and all that sort of stuff, and just his opinion on a lot of the industry at the moment, which is a fantastic episode, so check that out as well. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce our new guest. He has started his own fresh clothing line called Dotted Line Clothing, which you can see us repping at the moment. It has gone all around the world because we did take it to Dubai when we became world champions.
Yes, we did.
He's made T-shirts for Paddy Mills, who, if you don't know, is probably, if not our greatest Australian import for basketball. He's heavily involved in the basketball community. So heavily involved, he has had a cease and desist order from the NBL. You got to be doing waves if you're getting that from them. He's converted to Islam in recent years, has nothing to do with the cease and desist. NBL doesn't care too much about that. He's become a father. He doesn't know the kids, but he has become a father. He's become a very probably my most viewed on Instagram, outspoken advocate for the ceasefire in Gaza, to the detriment of his own social status in Australia. Obviously, there's going to be haters out there, but we're excited to have him here. Welcome to Mr. City, Mr. All City himself, Mr. Luke McKenzie.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Happy to have you here, brother. Happy to have you here.
That is.
Look, we had to pay dues, man. You've been doing it for a while. You do your own thing. You don't squash your own opinions for anybody, and I know from two people who are very opinionated on what they believe in, it's just fresh to see you don't, kind of squash yourself because of what other people say, what you believe in, you push. So, in general, how's life, my man? How's
Good,
things?
Man, good. We'll see. That Coach Connolly episode is a hard one to follow, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how we do today.
Yeah, well, I mean, two completely different things, but
Well, strength and conditioning, and
strength and
of the
conditioning
mind.
in your own opinions. Yeah, true,
man.
true. And I mean, also, like, he's not all city. You are, so whatever.
But he's all Canada,
Do that,
right?
coach. Yeah.
So, look, today we're going to learn a bit about who you are, what you do. I'd love to hear where Dotted Line came from and the concept of All City. We've all seen his ugly mug running around with his feet dangling because he can't reach the.
That was a good campaign, actually. That was
It was fantastic.
A dope campaign.
Yeah.
Hyde Park didn't know what it was.
No, they didn't.
And I guess how you came along with all the recent issues you've been facing. And so first things first, I guess I want to ask you, have you ever played golf before?
No. Oh, I've been to the driving range before.
Yeah.
doesn't
What
count.
driving range?
Whale back.
Oh, whale back.
Definitely
Okay.
doesn't count.
Hey man, they've had some big improvements.
Yeah, if you've
apparently.
been
They got
recently.
recently. When did you go? How long
Oh,
ago?
a long time.
Yeah.
Ago.
So obviously you know us. You know Jase better than myself, but you know me through basketball. But I guess did you keep up to date at all with us on our little golf journey?
Absolutely. Yeah. That was awesome to see, man. Really good. Like,
So I'm just trying to get us.
Well, we would have been the first people to take your stuff international, hey?
yeah. Well,
Like, is the Dotted Line website an international one?
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Whatever.
Now, because
No, you guys were the first for sure.
you wore yours on the plane, right?
Yeah,
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wore mine when we were at the hotel, like around everywhere and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
absolutely love the gear. It's fantastic.
Honestly,
so.
that the buckets hoodie is probably the most comfortable hoodie I've ever had in my
Thanks,
life.
man. That's good. Yeah, we'll try to go.
So
for good quality stuff. So that's the first thing.
It's so good to have, like, I mean, you can go to places like Foot Locker or Nike and stuff like that. Obviously, they have their tracksuits and they're pretty expensive, and sometimes they're decent, sometimes they're not. Yeah. But the tracksuit material that you made it out of, like that buckets one, I have worn to death.
And you can wash it over and over.
And it doesn't get thinner as well, which is what I love because I've trained in it. Like, I've worked out in it. I've just worn it casually. I wore it on the plane. Yeah. I wore it back. It's comfy as hell, and you don't get overly hot or sweating it. So, in case you guys like the line, jump on dottedline.com.au. Yeah?
Dotledlineclothing.com.
Dottedlineclothing.com.au. In case you're wanting this hoodie, you can't get it because this is a one of one. He specially,
like that,
put this together for me for us to go back to Dubai. So, I am Mr. All City after the Mr.
All City. So I guess being a golfing podcast, and then we kind of translate into everything. We go global with, I guess, our views and what we do. But what's your thought on golf? Like, in terms of why have you never played? Being just a general human being that doesn't play golf, what's held you back in the past? Like, and honest opinions.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I've got enormous respect because
golf is
hard.
trash.
It's hard, man. It's hard. But growing up, no one cool played golf, man.
Yeah.
So it's good to see.
No, that's true.
That, and like
no one cool still plays golf.
especially not this. No, but I think that's what it was, man. Back in the day when you're growing up, you didn't see anyone cool playing golf. MJ played golf, but like.
It wasn't it wasn't really known, right? You see that one chip that he gets in, and then that's about it.
It also
Tiger's
wasn't what made him cool to us.
Yeah,
him playing golf wasn't what
like
made him cool.
The most non-black dude in the world. So it wasn't like
Eldrick.
A cool golfer. You know what I mean? But I listened to Ben Baller's podcast, and he's really got into golf. It's cool to see like cool people get into golf, and then like Eastside Golf, that clothing brand.
Yeah, man, they're
run by two black dudes, and it's just like
huge,
really cool, man. They did a collab with Jordan.
Yeah.
And
So
well, they're signed with him now.
Yeah.
From what I know, they're signed with him.
Yeah, it's a cool. Maybe I'll get into it one day.
And then DJ Khaled, we the best.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably pushed that as far as like his social status so far. As much as I dislike how he does it, it's so cool to see pushing that across that platform. For even, I guess, for us, it's even an age thing. Like we played when we were younger, but I didn't look at it as being cool.
Yeah, no, of
like
course not.
You see so many people out on the golf course now. You're like, man, like people are making a living out of doing it online.
Yeah.
Not even professionals.
But there are people now that, even like Steph Curry, there are people now that
Steph's
when you say
unbelievable.
Steph,
He's real
you
good.
don't just think of basketball anymore.
You see, he
You
came
think
out
of
with his own
golf.
shoe now. His own golf shoe.
Yeah, I saw it
It's
and I was
disgusting.
Have you seen Austin
mate,
Reeves?
it'd be
play?
comfy.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's good. He played
Well,
with good.
unbelievable as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but J.R. Smith,
Yeah.
you know,
He's
NBA
got a
champion.
podcast with Ben Baller. That's what,
he's
that's
now
how I know
gone
as well.
back into college.
Yeah.
Hate to think what he's doing in college, man. Like that dude is wild in the NBA
He's
in
hitting
front of
the
everyone.
Henny.
All
He's
illegal.
hitting the Henny hard, man. So look, anyway, Jase, you want to start off with
Yeah.
the first little thing?
So obviously we mentioned the clothing line and all that sort of stuff. So in your own words, obviously it's your baby. So tell people out there what Dotted Line Clothing is and what was All City about.
Let's take it. I'll tell you how I started it. So,
That was the question.
well, I'm going to take you all the way back.
Yeah, take us to the roots.
So, my wobble career, SBL career, had finished at Lakeside. Andy Stewart, this is what I was told, didn't want me there. So,
Oh,
I had to go.
Andy though.
Well, anyway.
Yes.
You, Andy. I don't even know who you're talking about.
Played all my Wobble years there, got into the SPL squad, whatever. Then was told he didn't want me there. I don't know, bad attitude. I was with maybe the wrong crowd at the time.
Yeah.
Tried to go to Willetton. Willetton said whoever was running it at the time, I wanted to play for Jeff Anderson, so I went there. They said no Lakeside people. So
They said no Lakeside people.
that's what. Yep.
Yeah, y'all
I can't remember who was running it. at the time.
y'all don't know how to cuss enough.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, stuff this. I can't be bothered taking it serious anymore. Still, the love for basketball was there. Always had a love for fashion, right? I was just like, let's just put these two together.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make cool clothes that tell people that you play basketball, but you can wear to clubs, restaurant. Like it's not a Nike T-shirt. Where it's just or something that looks like it's from Foot Locker.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
not overprinted type stuff. Yeah,
exactly. And I fell in love with brands like the Hundreds, Undefeated, all these ones that were like graphic
wish they
T-shirts that
still
sent a
did
message. Yeah, and like the graphic T-shirts, I just loved wearing them because it'd be like, this is what I believe in, this is who I am. So I started doing that. We initially started actually selling vintage clothing. So Dotted Line initially was, I'd buy boxes of vintage stuff from this guy in America. When it came, I'd sort through, see what's good, put it online, got a little bit of traction, and then I was like, I'm just going to make my own stuff because that's always what I wanted to do. And I would
Cut out the middleman. Yeah, makes sense.
Slowly transitioned out of the vintage stuff, solely on my stuff, and then that's it. Been doing it for a while now. Took a hiatus when I started getting married, and it was just too much going on. Saving for house and stuff like that. And then a few years ago, one of the Armours, Trav Armour's little brother,
yeah.
Luke Armour.
Oh, Luke, yeah.
He was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
bring it back, and I was like, yeah, all right. Let's
You know
bring it
your
back.
Yeah, they bring
first
it
shirt back should have been I'm back.
Oh, man, how good
Two
are you?
words.
I need to
Such
get
a
him on the
word.
payroll.
I'm back.
Such
Yeah,
a
yeah,
missed
yeah.
opportunity, bro.
Just the facts.
But
the
like,
facts.
yeah,
that would have been
yeah.
And so, okay, so what about All City? So Dotted Line, love the history beside it, like but behind it, but then you started this little campaign last year, which I fell in love with because obviously
was so
knowing
cool.
him and knowing Westerhout and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Where did the concept of All City come from?
Well, it's the design and all the All City phrase is from places in America that do All City teams.
Yep.
We don't necessarily have that here.
Yeah.
But I just always love those
6
two
people
words.
show up.
We don't even have an all city. Run across that thing in 4 minutes.
So I just always loved the phrase, put that design together. And then I just had this idea of me and Westerhout actually bounced a couple ideas off each other, and we said we should get Jase and just talk shit basically, and just everything could be like, I'm all this, I'm all that, I'm all this.
Perfect man for
I
it.
was just going to say, I don't know anybody else who
Crazy
does
thing,
it
there
better.
was no script. Like we
literally
on the
just-
day we were just like, let's just
just
do
run
this.
it.
Let's have it. Yeah, just-
Yeah.
And then it ended up being so much content that Westerhout had to do it over like 8 episodes.
Dude, I know. He actually had to make it like a mini series. That's crazy.
That's how much crap you can talk.
Well, and you know what the funny thing is? We did that over less than half a day.
Oh yeah,
We
It was
were
a few
there.
hours.
We were there in the morning. So there was a joint across the way from Hyde Park, a little cafe that we started at, and
Yeah.
then we just walked our way into Hyde Park, sat down for a little bit, and I think that was no more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Bro, I
And
hope
that's-
Paulie can find the video. My favorite video is when you're sitting down and you're sitting down, feet are on the ground, and then your feet are just
I
dangling.
think I've got them all
and
on
you
my
have it-
phone.
Yeah, I'm
But
sure you do.
Westerhout would have it anyway,
Yeah,
so
and
we
you
can.
just-
I'll send it to you. We can clip that.
Feet are dangling, man. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I know that problem.
Yeah, I am that problem. So I'm all swinging.
It was pretty
I'm
good.
all
Like,
swinging.
We had some good feedback, and people messaging like, "Oh, I love seeing something different," and these are so funny, and it was cool. It
I
was-
mean, that was also genuinely authentic. Like that was just chats between
yeah.
us. Obviously, me chucking in stupid comments for the sake of it, but
Yeah, yeah.
there was a point where I think I was watching the video the other week. I was just sat down and started doing some workout stuff, and I pulled it too hard.
yeah,
And I was just, I hate being serious about anything almost ever in life, but there were people walking past us, and they were just like, "What are these guys doing?"
it was hilarious.
Yeah, and Adam's like hiding behind trees,
Yeah.
trying to get angles, and stuff,
Yeah.
looking like a full creep.
yeah.
It was fantastic.
But you have those, like, I know I've been one of those people looking at you guys. I'll see social influencers
Oh,
and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
doing
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And look, we're in Perth, so they're not like high social influencers,
Yeah, it's not like
right?
you're in LA or something.
Yeah. But like, I sit there and go, what the hell are they doing? And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like 30 seconds later, they're like, oh, they're making content.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
douchebags.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
it's like,
That's exactly how we felt.
Yeah. But
it does feel like that.
It was weird though. So like, I guess, I mean, you're obviously making content for the brand, but you're not, like, we weren't going out of our way to make it known that we were
Yeah,
making
yeah, I
content.
know,
So Adam
yeah.
was far enough away that
Yeah.
it was just
It was
looked like a
literally us
conversation
just
between
walking
two
around, we
people.
sat
We ended
down,
up sitting
yeah.
down on the bench and all that sort of stuff.
I mean, we're
but
the same way on the golf course, right? Like, we take a camera around and we put the little tripod up,
Yeah.
but like, we're so quick about it because we don't want people behind us getting angry
yeah,
or anything like that.
because
So,
if you were that
Yeah,
person
yeah.
behind you,
Oh,
you'd be like,
man,
get
yeah.
out of it, man.
Yeah.
Shut up. But yeah, I mean, having said that, would you ever delve into the golf line?
Man, I'd love to. I'd
Yeah?
love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll
I don't know
wrap
if
it.
I have the patience to play golf, but
Oh, you don't have to. You don't
You don't have to. You
We'll
just
rock
got
it for
to,
you,
yeah.
man.
Yeah,
You make
yeah.
a few shirts, man, and we'll be rocking dotted line everywhere we go.
Easy, man. Let's-
Yeah, for sure.
It's
do
just
that for sure.
the hard part is I don't know if for non-golfers out there, but you have to have a collar.
No, you don't.
You do at most golf courses. Hey,
Not
we
anymore.
aren't chicks, man,
Dude,
that can get away with
that
tights
high neck,
and
that high neck that Tiger wears,
yeah.
is literally
But
you
is
can
that
wear
not
it
still
at
a
any
collar?
course. Oh, it's not like a polo.
Yeah, it's
collar,
not a
but
pop collar, but it's like
Some of the stuff is really cool. They have that brand. What's it called? Malbon or Maldon? Have you seen that brand?
No,
Good brand, cool brand, man. You should check that out. I'll show you it after.
Yeah, okay,
Really
sweet.
cool
probably not as good as Dotted Line if
Oh.
they make golf clothes.
Well, shit, we're coming now.
Not
so-
at all.
Jase,
Never will be.
while I get this just pumping here, can you literally just explain
Follow up
to
with
us
the next one?
No. Can you just explain to us? I guess if you were to do something, where would you see a vision for golf? Like with, I guess, dotted line. Like, how could you? Because you're a small business owner in terms of that, right? You have your own job, but then you run a small business on the side.
Yeah.
Where do you how do you start that off, man? Like, what are the complications that you have to face
To start a
start
clothing
a small
brand?
businst? Yeah, start a clothing brand and a successful one. Like, how do you
The
start
first, man, it's a lot of stuff. First, you have to figure out, well, what are you going to sell? Mm-hmm. And then, are you going to just print on blanks? Are you going to try to make your own stuff from nothing, cut and sew things? Alibaba's made it.
Miss out that child labour part of it.
Alibaba's made it
Shein.
way so much easier. But back when back in
Is
the
that
day,
your cousin?
So you can say that.
yeah, he can't say that. He can't say. You got to
I had it in my head as soon as you said that.
I'm like, oh, Alibaba.
But back in the day, you had to know
Respectful.
like a manufacturer or connections in China or Vietnam or whatever. Alibaba's made it real simple. That's why you see clothing brands popping up every day. So you just have to figure out. And then if you are buying blanks, you have to source a local screen printer or embroiderer and all that
if
type
you're
of
shooting
things.
blanks?
If I can't help you with that.
Yeah, all right. I'll talk to Alibaba.
Like what's I still can't get over. I know this is off topic. I still can't believe
Me shooting
Baldwin.
blanks?
Baldwin got done. Like he's in trouble for shooting.
What a
that.
weird connection to make.
Oh, because you said shooting blanks and
Yeah,
like
but
that was
he
meant
was
to be
talking
a
about
blank.
shooting
he was talking
blanks.
about different blanks.
I know what he was talking about. I
Okay.
know what he was talking about. There's only one of us doing that right now. Right. Okay, so look,
It's me. No,
we'll take a bit of
Carry on.
a breather here from like
he wasn't
questions.
even halfway through explaining.
Nah,
his
that's
answer.
pretty much what it is. Yeah.
All right, so I want to get into the front nine because we got a long debate coming later on.
Yeah, true. Fair
Right,
enough. That will take a bit of
So-
suss
Yes.
The front nine is going to be a bit of a competition between you two. All right.
up. Ooh, see who real all
Yeah.
city is.
And they're going to be some random
Just a
questions.
side note: if you ever made like females clothing, would you make a line like all titty?
All titty. I got to check with the wife now. I don't know if we can be doing that.
And for like the smaller ones, the smaller endowed ones, it'd be like all itty bitty.
Oh, itty bitty,
Yeah.
itty bitty titty.
Anyway, I digress.
So you have,
you don't have to answer
answer
that question.
You have to answer saying your name.
Yeah.
All right, Paulie, I need you to keep count here.
All right.
All right, we'll go. This one, Luke, because it's got championship rings on, it, and this one will be Jase because nothing.
I look like a thumb.
Nothing. All right. In what year?
Luke. Answer.
In what year did 9/11 occur?
Jason. 2000.
No.
No,
Luke?
2001. Shit.
You blew it, Luke.
I'm going to say 2003. No, 2002.
That's 2001.
It's
2001?
2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know why I can remember?
0-0. Fist.
Do you know why I can remember? Because I walked into English class.
I was
Willow.
trying to think what grade I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was at Willow that year. It was my first year.
Yes.
It was when I was in year 11, and it's the day before my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, day after my birthday, because
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
11th
yeah,
of
it is,
September.
right, yeah.
And I remember walking into class thinking, man, everyone's going to be celebrating my birthday. I walked into class
Next
to a
minute.
TV of these burning buildings. I was like, man, you just got to steal my thunder, man. The whole world doesn't care about my birthday.
How dare they do that?
I was so annoyed.
That took a dark twist.
Honestly, I'm selfish.
All right. So, how many teams did Shaquille O'Neal play for?
Luke,
In the NBA?
Luke.
can I count it out while I?
Yeah, go.
No. Oh.
Hey, he's
Whatever.
answering.
So Orlando, Lakers, Miami, Boston, Phoenix, Cavs. 6?
Correct. Well done.
Whatever.
1-0. 1-0.
Your shit.
Here's
Your
one.
clothing.
How many major championships has Tiger Woods won?
Oh, man, I don't know.
I don't know. Jace. knows.
Jason.
Ooh, Jace.
17?
You have a chance.
18.
Nah. You have no chance.
Hedge your bets.
Luke, you are the weakest link. 15.
Oh,
He's
okay.
won 15.
Right.
You'd think more, right? Considering how
Yeah,
many,
considering
like-
he's won 80 odd
All right.
just tournaments.
So this is just going to be how lucky you can be. The Waste Management Phoenix Open in 2018 had a staggering attendance of over the 4 days, right? So it's a golf tournament, right? It's the one that we showed on our second episode.
Yeah,
Where it was
okay.
just chaos. Which is considered the largest ever in golf history, right? This year it was considered the largest ever. What was the attendance over the 4 days?
For this year?
No, for 2018.
For 2018,
Yeah.
all right.
It's the largest golf attendance ever in
Jason.
history of golf. Go.
1.2 million.
Incorrect.
Is it that?
Is it specific to the number? Like down to the number?
No. Within the hundreds or millions.
Okay.
I'll accept.
Is it that high?
I don't know. I
Over
was
4
just- I
days.
literally
See,
had no
people
idea.
don't realize how golf, like how heavily golf is
I'm
watched.
going to go 1.5 million then.
Both incorrect. The answer is 719,000.
We weren't even close.
179.
You made me think it was-
But hold
Dude,
on,
I thought it could, like, a genuine could have
Hey,
been.
but
'cause
hold
you
up,
see
that's
how many
over-
people go
yeah,
now?
so that's over the 4 days. However, on the Sunday, they had 216,000 on that one
Yeah, that's
day.
nuts.
That is
man.
that's crazy.
That's crazy. So
is crazy.
that's what 2 AFL grand finals spread
And then
across the
some,
course.
yeah.
Spread across the course.
One day of golf.
That's crazy.
1 day of golf.
That's crazy.
All right.
Which for a sport is meant to be considered by people who don't follow it boring.
So we're still 1-0 to Luke.
This is a bad loss.
What number of Air Jordan are they currently at?
Oh, Jesus.
Westerhout would know this for
Yeah.
sure, man. Shout out to Westerhout.
I gave up
Luke-
when they got
Luke?
past
Luke.
my favourite, so
Oh, come on.
32.
Oh, no. Jase, you have a chance.
42.
Nah, far out. You're
42? How old do you
You're
think this
closer.
is?
Yeah.
Because they do different versions of it. Like, I don't know if Westbrook's Jordans were considered
Dude, it's
Jordans
so
or anything
easy.
like
Has
that.
Jordan
Okay,
1, 2?
I want you to think about it. He came in league 85. What Jordan was at?
One.
What? How old are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they could release different Jordans during the year.
One a year.
I don't know.
Air Jordan 38.
Don't act like that was an easy question
It was
to
an
break
easy
down.
question.
38.
They could release more than one Jordan a year.
They never do.
I didn't know that.
All right.
I don't wear past
What?
13 anyway.
What war did Australia fight that is considered the most absurd
Jason.
and eccentric?
The war against the emus.
Yes.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, we lost.
Right, so
We lost.
listen to some of this stuff, man. It's wild. Like, so we actually went to war with emus. Now, when we say war, it was 2 soldiers with guns. All right, 986 emus were confirmed killed. The war went from, this is the scary part, the war went from the 2nd of November to the 10th of December, right, in
They
1932.
stretched that out a whole month.
Yeah, one month, 1 week, and 1 day. 2 soldiers armed with 2 Lewis guns and 10,000 rounds of ammo. And they said that the emus actually moved. This is their words. They moved like the Zulus and used guerrilla warfare. That these emus.
Zulu, that's your
man.
people, eh?
Yeah.
Zulus, yeah.
So they like started like understanding and recognizing movements and working together
That's
to
crazy.
Yeah.
get away from it.
That's like
That's wild, right? Like,
what's
That's
it?
crazy.
What's it called? They did a documentary on not something similar, that mindset of like learning, I guess, to be part of war or learning how to move around effectively is the that same documentary they did. Paul, you might know about it, or even you guys know. They did a documentary on camels, where they go and find a herd of camels. They kill all of them but one. And then that camel makes his way to the next herd, so they kill all of the other herd but that one camel. And then so the next camel, it makes its way to the next herd, they kill all of that, and it basically, that camel ends up believing that it's invincible. So all it does is
damn.
keep going
That's
from
crazy.
herd to herd to herd, everybody else dies off, and this thing thinks it's immortal. They did a full documentary on it. It's
What?
incredible. I'll read up about it. I'll bring it up in the next episode.
That is wild.
It's insane, man. It's so cool.
I can't believe that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Actually, is there more questions?
Yeah, there is. There's 3 more.
Paulie,
Just
can
right
you,
now, it's
Paulie,
1-0.
can you Google that while we finish it?
So, how long? And this will be a who gets closer, because right now it's 1-0.
Jason,
You
2
guys
inches.
Suck. All right,
From the ground.
Yeah.
dude, you didn't from the ground. He's. Oh God, what do I do with?
You keep going, keep going.
All right, so how long is the shortest commercial flight?
Luke,
Go.
35 minutes.
Oh, nowhere near it.
No.
When you say commercial, is that like
I mean, like commercial that
Qantas
you
or-
have to pay to get on that flight. What is the shortest?
I'm going to say
35
I'm going to
minutes,
say
Let me
like
just tell you, it's insanely low.
I'm going to
35
say
minutes not
like
even
3
close.
minutes.
That's
You are close. So 1-1. It is 2 minutes.
Where are you going? From one
so
end
it
of
lasts
the
2 minutes
to the other.
and it flies from Westray to Papa Westray, both of which are in
crazy.
Scotland.
nothing long,
Oh.
lasting 2
Like
minutes.
2
But
minute
you
flight.
can
How
walk
much
there.
ground?
Or do they go over like a body of water?
I don't know.
Right, okay.
But that's just a wild.
crazy.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
All right, 1-1. Got 2 questions to go. Why did the golfer? No, this is a
Cross the road.
no.
Because that's
Why did
where
the
he hit OB.
why did the golfer bring 2 pairs of pants?
Oh, man.
I've heard this before.
Is this a joke?
Yeah, it's a play on words. Yeah. Why did the golfer bring 2 pairs of pants?
Luke,
Go.
in case he gets like a sand wedgie.
Oh no, you're on the right line, man. You're just way
Wasn't
off.
it in
The,
case he got his pants wet?
nah, you are. What?
I don't know.
Pants
Shut
wet.
up, man.
Pants wet.
In
You
case
can't
he-
act
in
like
case
we
he got
don't
a
know
hole
what
in
you're
one.
talking about. Nah.
Hole in one. That's so obvious as well, man.
Yeah, it is. That's why I said you were
This is
close.
why
In
you
case
don't-
he. Yeah.
This is why you don't do comedy.
All right, ready? What sport is older, golf or basketball?
Jason,
Jason, go.
golf.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You
Do you
get
know
a stick
when?
in a ball and you just hit that.
I know where.
Yeah. Think of the century.
Scotland, but I'm guessing the 1800s,
Nope.
1700s.
Nope.
16.
Nope.
The first century.
You skipped the one that was right.
The second
You worked your way backwards and then you
everything.
get 15th century.
Yeah, right.
That's insane, right?
That is crazy, man.
Yeah, like the 15th century. That's how old that game is, man. It's just there's a video of Robin Williams talking about how the game of golf was invented.
Yeah.
Hilarious, man. You got to watch it. It's so good.
Man, rest in peace. Robin.
All right, so look, getting into, I guess, a bit of a serious turn now. We had a little bit of fun. Jase is still looking. He doesn't know
I
how
was
to use
trying to
Google.
find that thing. I'll find it. It's no,
All right.
because I don't know if it's an actual documentary. They just made
I think you made that up.
about it.
But I
Shut
guess
up.
the reason I wanted to really discuss things because you've been so vocal on social media to the detriment of yourself, where I guess you can explain what's actually occurred. But you've been so big about the Israel versus Palestine war and what's going on in Gaza.
Yeah.
Your videos I never like because I always find it weird liking bad images.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you see someone like Channel 9 News will post, someone's died in a car crash and there's like 15,000 likes. And I'm like, how's that good?
Yeah.
Like I get that you're liking the story.
It's a weird feeling for sure.
Yeah, right? However, I look at them and it makes me sick to my stomach, right? So tell us a bit about like why have you been such a huge advocate for this? I guess exposing and supporting the immediate ceasefire. And I don't care how deep you want to get here. It's
just so unbelievable what's happening, man. Right before our eyes, like it's just hard to believe. Like and it's just to spread awareness. Purely, just want to spread awareness. Why am I such a big advocate? I think it might be because of the Muslim aspect of it, maybe.
Yeah.
Because what's your background?
I'm Anglo-Indian.
Right.
Born and raised a Catholic.
Yeah.
Converted to Islam.
How long ago?
Maybe 9 years ago.
Okay.
Met my wife. She's a Muslim. Started learning about the religion. Like it felt like I didn't feel like that connection with being a Catholic, right?
A lot of people don't.
Well, you were raised into that rather than chose that, yeah?
Just never got my head around the whole Jesus is God, but Jesus prays to God, but he's God type of thing. Just didn't make sense to me. Couldn't connect with it. More I read about Islam, it made sense. I felt a connection. Like it just, they treat each other so well. Like just, regardless, like what you see on the media is obviously trash.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If you know Muslims, which everyone probably does, they're always like they're the nicest people.
Well, we know you.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm probably a bad advocate. But just man, it's just so hard to believe what's happening in front of everyone's eyes, and we can't stop it. So the only thing we can do is spread awareness and try to get the truth of what's actually happening out there.
Which is probably one of the harder things to do.
It is.
Because of the access to everybody's side.
Yeah.
So somebody who's got the exact opposing views to you is pushing a completely different agenda
and they
based
won't
off
want to
social.
see. If they've already made their mind up. They're not going to want to see what's actually happening.
Yeah. And you're not going to change their mind based on what you show them either.
Nothing.
Because they're so firm in that
It's
belief.
and you just read some comments on Instagram and stuff, and you're just like, how are these people? Like you could show them exactly what's happening right there, and they would just be like,
Yeah.
that's it's made up.
I actually listened to Branchy talk about that today. I think it was. I was sitting there listening to part of his pod. Like it was a 1.5 minute snippet.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how unless you're ready to have your mind changed, and unless you're ready to actually commit to that type of thing, you're not going to do it. So you
100%.
telling me like I've got this, I want you to watch it.
Yeah.
If you're not ready to absorb that, you're not going to.
Yeah.
And you're just going to be like, nah, whatever, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I get it. And I guess like we were talking about it before. I got a good mate, Adrian Witten, who, I used to idolize when I was a kid because he was like one of the first dudes from here that went to college.
Shout out AD. He was good, man. He was
like
good,
college
man.
in America.
Yeah.
He was the first one that I remember going over. And I was like, man, I want to. And he used to come back and play at Willow when we were still in school.
Yeah.
You weren't there yet.
Right.
And I used to rebound
he
for
wasn't
him.
ready for me.
yeah.
I would have died.
I'd love to have you guys sit together because you both think very much alike. And like I said with him, like, don't ever take anything that I say personally. I always look at it from both aspects because I don't know any of it. Right? I'm not Muslim.
That's a lot of people as well.
I'm not Muslim. I'm not Jewish.
Yep.
Right? I have no connection to Palestine or Israel.
Yeah.
I really don't have much of a connection other than being to America. So everyone always throws the American angle to it. So when I look at it, I always try to throw spanners in the mix and I go, okay, well, you're showing me videos of this going on. I can watch if I happen to go into like a Jewish, Instagram, feed and you go crazy looking through YouTube stuff, you can find YouTube videos of them talking about what Palestine have done to them.
Pushing their agenda.
And then that's where I go to Adrian. I'm like, it's somewhere there.
Yeah.
It's in the grey area.
It's like it's on a spectrum and it's like somewhere in between here is what's actually going
it's
on.
Not black, not white, just confused.
Yeah.
Just like this guy.
Show coming out this year.
Shout out to my solo show 3 times.
But yeah, so like that's where I always get to it. So I was like, I get what you're doing, but I guess what have been some of the effects of that?
So my Instagram was banned.
I saw that.
So how did they break that to you? Like what?
It just you can't log into it. So I was obviously just posting videos and just trying to expose Israel.
Yep.
And
I thought it was that accidental nude you put on your story. And now it's just like, somebody's got to report that.
I thought I was the only one that saw that.
Yeah, no, I screenshot it. That's going to be an all city t-shirt.
And it was just because there's a lot of shadow banning and things that go on in Instagram. You'll see, like I'll put a.
Can you explain to me what shadow banning is?
I'll put a story up of whatever food, whatever it is, get 150 views, right? It's in my story, whatever, and then immediately put a story about this kid's head getting blown off in Palestine, and then the views are about 20.
Yeah.
So
okay.
you know that's
It's like
not
they
reaching
take it off the
people.
algorithm.
Exactly what it is, man. And there's so much of that going on. That's why, like everyone just said, we have to just keep sharing it and keep doing these things because otherwise it will just get lost.
I guess on that. So this is where I'd throw that spanner in the mix to you, right? I'd go, is it because the content of it is so in your face? Like I can remember back when Facebook kind of just started.
Yeah.
And remember they went through that phase where there was like that dark web part of Facebook, right? Where like I could have sworn, and I kid you not, I watched a Mexican girl get her head cut off by the cartel.
Yeah.
Because she had like
Yeah,
snitched on
that
him.
just happens on Twitter now.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? So like, is that because Instagram, Facebook, Meta or whatever it is, they all work together?
Yeah.
Is that not possibly just because like some of the images you put up, I sit there and go, oh man, I can't keep looking at this. Like I get upset, like.
I guess there's no way no for sure, but I don't think so. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't, because there will be some things that you post and it literally comes up a warning saying graphic content.
that's what I was about to say.
So if it's too graphic, why
Yeah.
are you not putting that up for people to choose whether they want to see it or not?
Yeah.
And you can just tap by it or you can skip the whole story.
100%. Yeah.
And then you got, to be on the whole shadow banning side of things, there are people whose accounts out there, they are literally showing their naked body with the sheerest piece of clothing, but it is getting millions of views.
Yeah.
And then some random person who wants to support a cause puts up a photo of a child that's in like an emergency carrier and they've been burnt and they're like covered in gauze or whatever. And then that's what you get shadow banned for. It's like, okay, what are you trying to push here?
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered why some people can comment bad stuff and then when you try to just write something like ass or something like that,
Exactly.
it says like,
That's
you
another
can't
thing.
post?
Yeah.
You can say
I
whatever
don't
you
get
want
that.
about other countries. This is what I said. I said, Israel is a bastard state.
Yeah.
Then a couple of minutes later, my account was gone.
Yeah, right. You just got to look at who runs it,
couldn't log in,
what their
nothing.
connections are, and who they're funded by.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all the Zionist regime, right? They're all Zionists that own these things. And so I had to just start a new account.
Okay.
I don't write that type of stuff anymore.
If
I do,
you just kind of post now. I've noticed that. Yeah.
And if I do, it'll be a code word or something. If you're spelling Israel as it is, your shit's just gonna get
just
blocked. Or it's
You just got
gonna
to
get
do what the
removed.
girls who are trying to push their OnlyFans do. Just spell it differently or use letters and numbers.
That's what I do now. Just put an @ sign in there. And
100%, man. It's and that's
Dude, the
sounds
videos
like
are going to start getting weird now, man. His videos are going to be like,
Yeah, it's like click my spicy link.
poor kid, and it's just going to be him with like his butt cheek hanging out.
You like
my feet, maybe my
Yeah,
feet.
it's like here's my spicy link. Click it. It's just like all the slides of Israel or Palestine.
So look, what was it like? I know you're in Ramadan right now, right?
Yeah.
So what was it like converting to Islam? Like, was that a big jump for you?
Not really, because being a Catholic, it's pretty much the same sort of stuff, man. Jesus is in the Quran. We believe in his birth. The same, everything. Adam and Eve. It's really, really similar. It's just we don't believe Jesus is God. That's it. There's some things
Do you
obviously.
believe he's a white man with long brown
Definitely
hair?
not, man.
Okay,
Do you believe
cool.
that?
I'm
He's
just
born
checking.
in.
I'm just
He's born in
checking.
Palestine.
Yeah.
Jesus was a black.
So do you
Jesus
believe
was a
that
black guy.
do you believe he did the stuff that he did?
No.
So
it's
like you
a
don't
different-
believe that he walked on water and all that type of stuff?
No. So he was a prophet. And that's what I believe. And my family was really supportive. They were just the thing. As long as you're happy.
Yeah, it's the main
That's the
thing. man.
Yeah, and it was a
I was
slow.
like, that's
it was
a
a slow
mad jump
process.
just to get a girl, bro. But good luck.
if
I hope it works out for you, dog.
if she's the one, man.
Yeah.
But the best thing was she never pressured me,
Yeah.
and no one can make me do something I don't want to do. And I'm like, not a person that you can. I need to do it for myself. I need to find out for myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want you telling me. I don't want you giving me things. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then slowly cut out alcohol because I converted, but I was still drinking. Don't drink anymore for about 5 years. Haven't drunk.
That's fantastic.
Slowly stop eating unhalal meat, so only halal meat now, which makes it hard in Perth because some of the places look so good.
Dude, we're so understanding in Australia. Dude, like we're so open to everything, right? Yeah.
It's funny you ask like, oh,
So you've just eaten kebabs for literally the last 5 years of your life.
You'll be amazed at how many
Is that
restaurants.
Nick's place in Frio?
You'll be amazed at how many restaurants actually use halal meat though.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll just ask.
Advertise it as well?
No.
Right.
So I'll ask and they'll be like, actually, yep, blah blah. But then you get some
just
weird.
say that, bro.
Also,
It's
you get
interesting
some-
that they
you get
don't
some weird
include that
things.
on the menus to say it actually, because then you don't have to guess.
Yeah,
Because you know what?
but you know what?
This
That'll
is-
turn off the
Australians,
racists
yes.
or-
That's
yeah,
right.
the bigots, whatever. Now,
Yeah.
for those people who don't know, what is actually halal meat? Because for years and years and years, I looked and I was like, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to have it.
So it's blessed
But
with a
it's
certain
actually
prayer when it's killed and
Yeah.
it's slaughtered.
a certain way.
Cuts the neck.
So it's not actually
Yeah.
a certain type of meat.
No.
'Cause that's what I thought it was. I was like, I don't want a halal kebab.
Yeah.
I want a
know
chicken
what you're
kebab.
saying.
And half
You're
the-
like,
And
is
he's
it,
like,
is
that's
it
the
tofu?
same.
Like,
That's the same thing, bro.
And half the meat you eat, man, it will be
Probably.
halal. Yeah.
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 And then in Australia, we just leave sheep on a ship for 2 months.
Yeah, Nando's is definitely halal.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's funding terrorism, of course.
Nando's?
No halal
Oh,
meat.
okay.
The Portuguese
Damn.
terrorists.
I'm out here supporting wars with my hunger.
But that's the type of shit that people believe, right? And you're
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, huh, yeah, it's just crazy, man.
Yeah.
They'll believe whatever they want to believe. Like
Yeah.
what you said before. If you're not ready to accept it,
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah, look, I mean, talking with Adrian has really opened my eyes to a whole bunch of different things, and I've started to, I guess, look different places, not just take one side immediately.
Yeah.
And I've even started like trying to get my parents, like my mum will watch a current affair and go, "That's it, you've got to do this, this, and this." And I'll be like, "Mum, a current affair, like they're pushing one particular thing that they're trying to do. Like it's a doco, it's a mini doco.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So they're pushing one side of the thing." I said, "You got to think about it." Like she told me the other day, because there's been chaos going on in Queensland with like all the kids
Yeah.
are, like stabbing people and going
Yeah,
crazy, but they believe that like it's every kid over there. Like,
Yeah.
they don't
right.
believe it, but because they watch TV, they're like, "Yeah, thank God you're not in Queensland." You know what I mean? Like the kids are going crazy.
well,
And I'm
that's like what they've been doing to...
there'd probably be 250, 300 kids out of how many that
Yeah,
are doing
out of
it.
a whole
But
state.
if you watch the news or you watch a current affair or something like that, you think it's
Well,
everywhere.
they try and paint everybody with the same brush
Yeah.
because they never
That's like
do it from
what's
an
been
outside
happening with
perspective.
Islam since 9/11,
Yeah.
which is probably why a lot of people don't care about Palestine, because you see some lady in a hijab holding her dead kid and you're like, you're a terrorist.
Americans would look at that and be
Anyway, right?
like, she deserves it.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Well,
Yeah.
not Americans, some Americans.
And I'm like,
some.
I'm
Yeah.
like you, DT. I want to see both like things, and because I think like that Game Changers vegan thing that came out, it was just like, oh man, everyone's
That
got to be
was
vegan.
dumb.
This is
Yeah.
crazy. But it's like, no,
That was
it's
so
a movie
dumb.
and they're paid to do that,
Of
right?
course.
But this conflict, man, there's not too it's not as complicated as people think. They were sent there because no one wanted them, right? 1948, they want to establish an Israel state. They want half the land or whatever it is. Not even half the land, whatever. Imagine going, I'm going to come live in half your house and you can't do shit about it. What are you going to do? You're going to be like, okay.
you're
not, right? You're going to
sweet with it.
you're going to fight.
Yeah.
That was where the Nakba happened. Like 700,000 Palestinians displaced. Who knows how many were killed? And then that's tension been for the last 75
Yeah.
years. And Israel have just been slowly pushing them into Gaza, taking more land, the illegal occupation, the settlements. If you look at Gaza, it's a prison, man. And like it's weird to call it that, because a prison is where people go that
And
are
they've
bad.
done something wrong.
These people were born there,
Yeah.
and you control everything. You've pushed them all in there. You're stealing all the land around them. You're killing them slowly. Every Ramadan, you storm mosques. They're not allowed to pray. You kill them. Like, it's just what
It's literally
what are they gonna
infringing
do?
on basic human
Bro,
rights
yeah.
because they want to push them out.
You control all the resources, electricity, water that goes in there. Nothing can go in there. You can't call up your friend, hey, bro, let's go to Tel Aviv for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't get back in. It's just it's fucked, man. It's just
The
I
things-
can't believe it. And
some
now
of-
they're just after October 7 was horrible, right? You don't want to see that to happen to anyone.
No.
you don't want to see that type of loss for anyone. That's not the correct response, though, man. You can't carpet bomb
it's been
and collateral collective punishment.
Big response.
And then you've slowly pushing them down to a safe space, and now you're going to bomb that safe space.
Yeah, I saw you post that the other day. Is it messed up that I get, because I don't watch the news anymore, I get all my stuff from him?
Dude, I stay away from news for that point.
Yeah.
Someone messaged me yesterday and was like, when do you think this will end, man? I don't watch the news. I get everything from you.
Yeah,
I was like, that's exactly why I do it.
And I appreciate it, but going on to I guess that's a really deep side, and you can go on for hours about it. And like I said, we can play back and forth and stuff, and I'd love to get you sit down, have a couple of drinks with Adrian, and just kind of shoot the breeze. But
he doesn't drink. Don't you listen?
You know what I mean?
Non-alcoholic beer is good.
Yeah, non-alcoholic. But I guess
chocolate milk.
We've heard a couple of rumors. I'll do Jase's little party. We've heard a couple of rumors that you apparently have a cease and desist order.
I could have asked that question.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if you.
I got it right here.
My bad.
I bought it.
Oh, you brought it with you.
Wow.
Now, before you answer it didn't have anything to do with the Mitch Creek.
They did mail it to me, but I think it was just a printout of the email.
Yeah, right.
So I'll tell you how it started.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm interested. I'm keen for
that
this.
game where Phoenix were playing Melbourne, Southeast Melbourne, not Phoenix.
Not Phoenix Suns.
And then they stripped the ball at half court. I think it was Kyle Adnam or something. Gave it to Creek. Delhi was
that the
going to take
the dunk tee?
Yeah, and then Creek just yammed it on Delhi, right?
Yeah.
And that picture, I saw the picture and I was like, that is such a good picture, man. Like, that should be in the Louvre. And I was like, I should make a T-shirt with the Mona Lisa frame and say Up Shit Creek.
Yeah. Which is such a good plan words for a T-shirt.
Yeah. And so I messaged Cam Glidden, because I know Cam.
Yeah.
And he was on Phoenix at the time. And I was like, what do you reckon Mitch would think about this? And he's like, man, just message him. Mitch is cool. Message Mitch. I was like, bro, I got this idea for a T-shirt. What do you think? He was like, yep, do it.
Love it, yeah.
And then I was like, all right. So got it designed. This all happened within like a few hours. Got it designed, sent it to Mitch, and he was like, fucking drop it. Dropped it, went ballistic. Like,
yep.
I was posting it on the Phoenix Facebook,
so clever
Instagram.
to jump on it at that time too.
It's all about the moment, man. Because if you do that 3 days later, no one's going to forget about it. It's all about you got to, and it's good we have the ability to do that now. So we did that, went nuts, and then man, Mr. Creek's mum bought like 6.
That's it.
Crazy,
that's
man.
awesome.
Yeah,
that's so.
And
cool.
I was like, I'll send you one. He's like, man, I can't wear that, like because he's sponsored by Puma and all this shit.
Pass me that while you're talking.
So there, this is and then a few days later, I got that, and I was like. It's like, is this
the photos on the back too?
Yeah, so they're like, we copied that photo.
That's nasty, man.
Hey?
I don't know if you can see that, but that is nasty.
So their thing was, we copied that, put it on a T-shirt, and at the time, nothing like this has happened, so I was like really scared, obviously. Luckily, my wife works for a top-tier law firm. I sent it to her. She showed it some of the lawyers around, and they were like, nah, don't worry about it. These people just do that. It's probably just like a template. As soon as they see something, they want to go after the little guy. Stop. You know what I mean?
That they can't make money off.
When they should have just been like, let's do a proper release.
Yeah, man. Let's collab with you.
Man.
Imagine getting an NBL print on that and then pushing it.
So what's actually happened? Are you not allowed to do it?
After the advice, I was like, I'll just sell it. Got an email again, and then I was like, okay, I'm a bit scared now. Took it down, got the ones printed, sent those out, and acted like nothing happened. And it's funny, man. I sent the shit to Mitch Creek, and he was like, he sent me a voicemail. I don't want to get him in trouble, in case. But it was hilarious what he said, and I was like, no, well, we'll just send the ones we made, and then that's it. Took it off the website.
Man, that's nuts.
I need to get one of them.
I kind of want one of these shirts. I'll get out of here, do you actually?
Nice fit. Oh, he's got it. Oh, that's so cool. That's sick, man.
Yeah.
Bro,
I love it's got the date. That's so sick.
So this is the where it gets crazier. So the day after I dropped this.
Pass that back to him, please.
The day after I released that, this guy who's an artist in Melbourne put up a design like this in the frame. And it said up Mitch Creek.
Up Mitch Creek.
Okay. I remember you posting something
Puma
about
posted it. I lost it, man.
Yeah.
Went on there and I was like, this is bullshit. Shared it, went crazy. All the people that supported me went on that, and it was like going off. So the guy in Melbourne, West Out, actually, he messaged him. He was like, "What happened here, man?" And then he said, "Yeah, look, Puma sent me the brief to do this." So they said, basically, copy that. No, they didn't say copy that, but they said we want this.
Far out, man.
Turned out to be that. Then Puma's commented on his post because people were going crazy.
Yeah.
And said, "Yeah, look," they didn't admit it, but they were like, "We're just going to save this for the pool room. Not going to release a T-shirt or anything."
So are you allowed to be talking about this?
Yeah, well,
because I'm going to be tagging the hell out of it. I'm gonna be,
so
I'm like,
it was crazy. And then some people messaged me like, "Oh, you got your minions, some random." I was like, "Man, I didn't do shit."
Yeah.
These were people that supported me. Saw someone take advantage of a small brand.
Yeah.
And
It's not like you're taking money out of Puma's like business either.
And this photo was on the internet. We just got it off the internet.
Yeah, you could literally Google search that, click and
That's
save,
exactly
and
what
you
we did.
print it on a T-shirt.
Yeah. It's better to ask better to ask for forgiveness than
Permission.
Yeah.
In some cases. In some cases.
Yeah, no means no.
Jesus.
This character
Trying to get people cancelled, brother.
Well, it's crazy. The Puma thing's
What all
crazy.
city?
To know
I
that
don't
you're
even know what dotted line is.
to know that you're on the radar is crazy.
Yeah.
And this goes into the Paddy Mills thing as well.
Yeah, so you made teas for Paddy Mills,
Yeah,
eh?
so Aaron Ford, I don't know if you met AF.
Yeah, 40 was my assistant coach at East Perth.
Oh, right. Okay. So he's close with Paddy. I don't know if he was working with Paddy at the time or like as in an agent sort of capacity, but he worked for Nike for ages. And when Paddy was with Nike.
See how you say it?
Nike. I knew that.
You say Nike all the time.
Nike.
I hate this guy.
Puma.
We don't talk about Puma.
Puma.
So Paddy wanted to. So this was when they went to the finals, and Paddy wanted to make like some teas, and Nike were pretty much like, "Nah, we're not going to make it." So AF reached out to me, and he was like, "Would you release these teas for Paddy Mills?" So,
Imagine saying no to that question. Like, no,
would
good.
you? It's like, can you? Not would you? It's like
Funny you ask. I've had 3 different styles made up.
So I think Phil de Glam. Do you know Phil de Glam?
Yeah, of course.
Phil de Glam would shout out to Phil. Actually, he's helped me a lot with the brand.
Notice how little he knows I'm not involved in basketball.
Yeah.
He only asks you about it.
He did the designs. We got it printed out, and released it because basically Nike didn't want to. Mm-hmm. Over the night when it released, I checked the activity on the site, and I was like,
going crazy.
Yeah, and then I checked Twitter, and Paddy tweeted it. Tagged me and everything.
sick.
And I was like, that's legit. Like, I'm not just...
The fact that he did that off his own back, too.
I'll
without
find
you going,
the
"Hey,
picture and
man,
I'll
can
send
you
it.
share?"
I'll
Send
the screenshot,
it to us so you can
That's
post it up.
sick.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
wild.
And then AF calls me. He's like, "Yeah, we got to stop."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Nike says we have to stop."
Even again after they said no.
Yeah.
It's nuts when those big companies look at somebody who finally does something that might make a bit of success for them. And they go,
nasty,
"Well, we
right?
didn't start it. We're going to pull it away from you."
Yeah.
But see, then that leads back into your whole thing about like you getting banned from Instagram. It's like there are so many people just watching stuff. Like
Yeah.
we actually got banned today for one of our not banned. No, the Top Deck Golf thing. We got a message saying that they've taken the music off one of our videos.
Oh, that's everybody.
But
gets
no.
that
But
done.
I wrote back to them. I said it is off your website. Like it is off Instagram.
Oh, right.
It was
so it was like
really?
a...
They
it was
said
one
like
of
a
us playing the
copyright
par
thing.
5. Yeah, they said a copyright thing, and I was like, "Hold up, it's on your site."
I've had that
Yeah.
happen to me like 2 or 3 times before.
So I
off
submitted
Instagram.
Yeah.
And
I
it
literally
also-
wrote back to them saying it's off your site, dude.
Yeah.
Like we didn't do
The
anything.
same thing will happen on Facebook too. They'll mute it and then they'll send you it like 2 months later, telling you they've muted it for copyright. I had one muted from 3 years ago, and like last month,
Just you talking.
Last month they sent me a notification saying we've taken the
Ban off.
muting off for copyright rules. So I was like, I never even said anything back. This is a one-on-one conversation
Yeah,
with yourselves. Like, stop being idiots, man. Who's working there? Some dude with a cock eye, like, I pushed the wrong button again. Like, he's going, that's so dumb.
It's
dumb.
crazy.
It's got to be automatic. Like, the algorithm's got to be messed up or something.
It's so stupid, man.
So look, we've got 5 minutes, right? Because we started a little bit later. We've got
So
5
not
minutes.
enough time for this conversation.
It's
but
not, but
We'll kick it off.
who is the GOAT of basketball? Who is your GOAT?
I have the Jordan logo tattooed on my shoulder.
So
I thought you were going to say a different part of your body. Then.
It's not big enough. It's not big enough to go
What's,
there.
because
what's your reasoning, though? What's your reasoning?
Give me your reasoning.
There doesn't just... It's him, man. Like, come on.
Solid reason.
Six
Like,
out
it's
of
weird
six.
that-
6 out of 6. from
Okay,
the
so
finals, man.
yeah.
Killer.
So this is
He
where
was
I
just
always
a killer,
take it.
man.
Yeah. So this is where I always take it right, and we always we have discussions. It's more one sided. It's kind of like that
always
cockeyed guy on
one-sided.
Instagram, right?
It's always one-sided.
But someone posted this. One of my mates posted this today, and he basically said, "Put LeBron in the '80s." You know, everyone always compares
I
generations,
hate
right?
that.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
But he said, "Now let's be real, all right?" And this is why I hate it when people go, "Well, you put Jordan in today's game."
Oh, it's
he
a
wouldn't
wrap.
be as good. No, but they're saying he wouldn't be as good because his skill level, blah blah blah.
He goes free throw line
Of course
50
he would.
times.
And the first
50
thing I
times,
always
yeah.
say is, but he would grow up in that time that they are now.
He'd be shooting threes. Telling me
He'd be
couldn't
shooting
shoot
threes.
if he, yeah.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
Right? So this is what someone said. Now let's be real. If LeBron was born in the 60s, he would be playing in the 80s. There's no Michael Jordan magic to idolize. He won't be getting drafted from high school. He would be training the same as the players do back then.
Mm-hmm.
Same nutrition, same brick Converse shoes, same dusty courts, worst hecklers with racism and all sorts, no air conditioning. His flops wouldn't sell, and he wouldn't have the luxury of $1.5 million maintenance for his body / PEDs.
Yeah.
So his ceiling, this is what someone wrote,
He definitely
his ceiling would be Dominique Wilkins with more assists, and I'm being generous, someone wrote.
Yep.
And then when I started thinking about it, I was like, when you think of his, everyone's talking about, like this whole thing now, Jordan can't go left. Like, can LeBron? Really? Like, his ball handling is not
Isn't he
out of this
Isn't
world.
he actually left-handed too?
Who?
LeBron.
I have no idea.
I think he's actually
I don't
left-handed.
But everyone talks about like him, like he's like Steph Curry ball handling. I'm like, no, he's not. He's head down and just barge through people.
He's lucky he's the size he is,
Yeah.
man.
100%.
And the
Yeah,
speed.
obviously.
yeah.
Because he doesn't
But
become
let's-
LeBron without the size.
LeBron's awesome, man. I'm not saying LeBron's shit player.
Would you put
No,
him
you
at
can't.
second?
No, Kobe's a second.
Kobe.
Oh,
Kobe's a
you're an
second.
idiot.
Yeah, nah.
You're an
Kobe's a
idiot.
second for me.
See,
Why?
I think
Why?
You've got Jordan, then you've got Jordan 2.0.
yeah, but so
He's
much
a clone.
further from the success, dude.
Okay,
Like-
I get that. He's not Jordan, but he's a clone. So how
Yeah,
can
but that
Jordan's
doesn't-
clone
that
be-
doesn't put him
How
at
can Jordan's
second.
clone be third? Or where would you put Kobe?
I put Kobe. For me, I actually genuinely don't even have a top 5. I don't even have a top 2 because I could care less about this whole GOAT conversation.
Couldn't
It
care
frustrates me to no end because, and I was saying this to DT.
We'll never know, right? But
Well, I was saying this to Daniel on Sunday, right? So there's people who have grown up in the LeBron era who never saw Jordan play, and you can't tell them, no matter what, like these closed-minded people, that Jordan could be better than LeBron because they've only ever experienced LeBron. You have guys who grew up in the Jordan era who will refuse to listen to any argument, regardless of how solid it is, that LeBron could be possibly better.
Yeah.
Then you look at the longevity of LeBron. Sits on the top of Mount Rushmore.
the
for
longevity
that-
is
for that
crazy,
alone,
but
right?
like,
but
yeah,
then you
I
look
get
at the argument that both of you have and that I very much agree with is that Jordan's mindset sets him apart from any player I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah.
And Kobe was a damn near second to that.
Yeah.
But then you look at, like Daniel was just saying, you put LeBron back in a different generation and it's just, we're spitballing. We don't know what could happen. You know, he can't sell his flops. But NBA players weren't flopping then, so he wouldn't have grown up in a generation that
That's
taught
right.
you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it's okay to flop.
I think that was just
If you're-
subtle jabs
Yeah,
that they were
of
throwing.
course it is, because LeBron haters are going to poke and poke
Yeah,
and
yeah.
poke. But then you look at if if Jordan carried himself into this generation and grew up in a different generation, is his mindset the same? Does he have the same killer instinct?
yeah, I think
growing
he's,
up
I
the
think
way he
that's in
does?
his
Eternal,
DNA,
man.
man.
But,
That's,
being in a league that treats players who flop and all that sort of stuff the way they do now, because people hark on to LeBron about how he's a flopper and stuff like that. Steph Curry is a flopper. James Harden
James
is a
Harden.
flopper.
Everyone's a flopper.
Every
man.
single player
Yeah.
that we consider great in this league, to me, is a flopper.
Yeah,
Even
of
Luke is a
course.
flopper, and I love Luca. So
Luka
the
is
argument about
different.
who is greatest is just who do you like the best? Because ESPN stat analysts have put down the numbers, and some of them say Jordan, some of them say LeBron.
Yeah,
It just
that's right.
depends what your angle of the argument is.
I don't look at the stats and all that stuff, man.
Yeah,
I don't
to
know
me
if
it
you
doesn't
do.
matter. I
I
love
test.
Jordan, and he's
Yeah.
my goat.
You talk to everyone that's played, because there's people that played with, against Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, and they all say it's Jordan.
Yeah, but again, they come down to his mindset. So people who we call coach couches, their arguments on social media is,
But
like,
I guess
you'll
that's
see
what you
LeBron,
do, right? When you can't split the difference between
You have to go to-
stats, you have
you
to
have
go to
to.
something intangible, right?
Yeah, but
and that's
then-
what everyone does.
But people, again, are so, and I like seeing your comments on it because you're so much more well versed in, I guess, the intricacies of what makes a basketball player great versus than I am, because I didn't reach that level that you did. But I'll read those comments and I get out of it within 30 seconds because I'm like, I'm just reading idiots.
Wait, my
on
comments
idiots
or someone
comments.
else?
No, everybody
Oh, yeah,
else's.
yeah,
It is crazy to see that people
then
that
you see-
haven't played, like, they've
Oh, that's even
the
worse.
highest grade is D grade at Craigie or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you don't know.
And they
Yes.
bring orange slices for that game. But it's the
And
people
snap
who
their
are like,
Achilles.
well, if we're going to talk rings, why don't we put Bill Russell? It's like, shut up, bro.
Yeah.
No one's talking about Bill Russell.
No, yeah.
So
he
it's
played.
just-
He played when it was all like counted.
Yeah, but then people say that about Jordan as
Yeah.
well. They're like, oh, he played against carpenters and plumbers. It's like, no, he didn't. Larry Bird was in there. Magic Johnson was in there. Like,
I know, man.
all
People
these
just
guys.
don't know
So-
the 90s basketball, man.
and then you even see like people like, well, you don't see people walking around in LeBrons. It's like,
Nah, that's got
because
nothing to do with it,
That's
yeah.
a specific basketball shoe.
That's because the shoes just look amazing.
Anyway, I say we get like me, you. He doesn't want to talk about it, but me, you, and we find a LeBron.
I'll be the happy medium.
I know there's one person, J. Rod Holmes, man, who is like he's got into me all the time about this.
Yeah.
But look,
Get Westerhad.
I
He'll
want
just
to
tell
thank
you Drake's the
Westerhad.
best.
Yeah. I want to thank you tremendously, man. Yeah, don't even get started with Drake, man. But
Or Kanye.
I want to thank you tremendously for coming in, man. I
Thanks for
appreciate
having me, man.
you just being as real as possible, talking to us about stuff that, look, we don't really have a connection with. You do, personally.
Yeah.
And I love that.
That's what
But,
it's just like hanging with the boys. So.
Yeah,
man.
that's it.
The
and
boys. Hang
look,
on.
if you want to check out some of the clothing, all right, go to www.dottedlineclothing.com.au or just
just
.com.
.com.
Or
Check him out on Instagram.
because we'll tag it.
And he's also on LinkedIn. I found you on LinkedIn, you cheeky bugger. All right. But as always, if you need anything else, DM myself or Jase, and we'll get back to you. So please like, share, subscribe. We want those clicks up so we can start putting out even more content and helping our brother behind the camera, Paulie.
Yeah, Mr. EPG, appreciate you guys. Also, if you guys have any stuff that you want us to talk about, any people that you think might be cool to get on, or if you're someone who you think could bring value to a conversation, by all means, hit us up in the DMs. Jason Wood, comedian. Top Deck Golf is mainly run by Daniel, so he's pretty much the brains behind everything. I just come here and talk shit.
But no, we appreciate all your love
we
and
love
support,
the support.
man.
Love you guys all out there for watching, sharing, liking. Show us some love. We'll just show it back as much as we can.
Peace. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Thanks, man. Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it,
me.
man.